Wednesday, March 25th, 2015. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Whew! What a day in the markets. Across the board, they were like that until they hit America. And they were up, and then they were down, and then they were way down, closing down almost 300 points. And oil, whew! Oil was down, and now it's way up. 2 and 3%. And gold's been getting closer to that 1,200, but not quite over the line. So, what's the big news? Well, the Trends Monthly. You read the Trends Monthly and what's going on in the markets and what's going on in the world, page after page, paragraph after paragraph, sentence after sentence, and trend forecast after trend forecast. Volatility from the Trends Monthly. Since the new year, equity, currency, and commodity markets have experienced ongoing bouts of extreme volatility. And then we go on to say what that volatility means, why to pay attention to it, and what to consider doing. It's one trend after another. Pick up today's CNN reports. American cash is flooding into European stocks. Oh, really? Hey, it's in your Trends Journal. In much more detail than this, what it means, where it's going, and what's going to happen. And then I would humbly suggest, not only do you read the stories about your money and your life and still going for the gold, but I really suggest you read Dr. Paul Craig Roberts' piece, a man that I deeply admire. There's no one I respect more for geopolitical and economic insights than Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, former Assistant Treasury Secretary under Ronald Reagan, that was just awarded a medal for his excellence in journalism. He has a piece in here that is second to none. It is really an eye-opener, and something that I really suggest you read, and feel free to pass on as well, however you would like, because his words are very important and his insights in what we're going through today. Another one on virtual reality and the next big wave about it. Hey, you go back to Trends 2000, we called it interactive view. That's right. It's going to be the future. The educational systems are breaking down. Little kids, infants are doing this. A whole new way of learning is coming about. Will it be for the better or for the worse? Only time will tell. But I have to tell you, from somebody that hated every day of school, this has to be better than that. And it's the Alexandrian Library. It's available to everyone now. That's what the internet is. It's a story worth looking into. A lot of good facts in there, as well as how to market to the millennials. They're missing it. We're hitting it. It's one home run trend after another, including America's going to pot. Yeah, that cat is high, that kind of pot. What we suggest, where it's going, and the ups and downs and ins and outs about it, this is just the beginning. You're going to see a lot more happening. And one again, after another. On wellness. Wellness is the future. Whole health healing. We have the facts. We have the data. It just keeps going on. On energy. Ben Davis, top scientific writer in the country about energy, if not in the world. So there's a lot of information in the Trends Monthly. That's just some of it. And I have to tell you, we have not raised the price of the Trends Journal since its inception in 1991. And back then it was 8 pages. There was no trends in the news every Monday through Friday. There were no Trends Monthlies. There was no Gerald on Trends. Now, one thing after another that we keep trying to give you to help you prepare, survive, and thrive in these times of change like I have never seen in my 35 years with the Trends Research Institute. That's how long we've been at this. Nothing like it. Just take a look what's going on internationally. Hey, trouble down there in Yemen. How could that be? How could that be? Hey, just in case you forgot, listen to this.
This strategy of taking out terrorists who threaten us while supporting partners on the front lines is one that we have successfully pursued in Yemen.
Yeah, you remember last week they pulled out, all the troops out of Yemen. Yeah, and they closed down the embassy. Yeah. Bragging that we got the strategies and we got the plans that work. And they get away with it. Nobody calls them out on the red carpet. No, 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 man. When you get to walk on the red carpet, you is royalty, folks. Dozens killed in Yemen. New civil war heats up. Dozens of people were reported killed today as forces loyal to the Houthi rebellion reached the area near recently resigned President Hadi's forces held up near Aden. Hey, remember Aden? Probably forgot about Aden. Yeah, the port of Aden in Yemen. That's where they blew up the USS Cole in 2000. Matter of fact, I had lunch with General Anthony Zinni. I was a keynote speaker at VMI. The day before, he was all over the United States media in front of a Senate hearing as to why he was the guy that brought the ships into the USS Cole into the port of Aden in Yemen. Yeah, here's a little note that I got from him. And then I would like to read to you something that we wrote in a trend alert in 2009. Remember, tracking trends is the understanding of where we are, how we got here, so you can see where we're going. But when you look at the prostitute media, hey, the past, we'll rewrite that any way we want, and we'll remember it any way we tell you that you should believe it. And as for the future, we don't have a clue, because everything we do, there's no future plan, and it ends up in disaster. So, 2009. It's been scantily reported, but the cross-border fighting between Saudi Arabia and Yemeni Houthi rebels is precisely the type of conflict that could destabilize oil markets. Oh! Hey, that's the reason why they're saying oil markets are going up today. Oh, Celente, but you said that in 2009. They didn't even know who Houthis were in 2009. You can see where all this is interweaving. Should the fighting intensify, the Saudis risk an attack on their oil facilities, which could curtail supplies, drive prices higher, and seriously damage the already imperiled world economy. Yemen suffered a civil war 15 years ago. Now there are rebellions in the north and in the south. In this little headline today, Saudi Arabia moves heavy arms to border with chaos-stricken Yemen. I don't need to read the rest of it. Now, the Houthis are Shia. The Sunnis are the Saudis. There's a Shia-Sunni battle going on in Iran, which is Shia against Saudi Arabia, which is Sunni. Then there's the problems in Bahrain with the Shia and the Sunni. And then there's Iraq with the Sunni and the Shia. And then they want to overthrow the Shia-supported government of Assad. And who are they sending the money to? Them Sunni rebels. So sooner or later, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed spilling in a lot of places. And America's going to put themselves right in the middle of it, along with the rest of the crazy colonialists who don't have a clue about this. But again, it's all connected. It goes to the end of World War I with the Sykes-Picot plan, the Frenchman and the English guy that carved up the Middle East after the end of the Ottoman Empire. One disaster after another, and they just keep building upon it. And now you have it in front of you. And it's back at the pump. Oil prices are going up. This is a big one. And we talked yesterday about the commander cutting back on his promise to cut back the troops. I want to read you something from today's Wall Street Journal about Afghanistan. Again, they're pulling back, but now we're not. Hey, we're staying in. U.S. slows pace of Afghanistan troop withdrawal. Washington, President Barack Obama delayed the planned departure of nearly half the remaining U.S. troops in Afghanistan, extending a military presence that he hopes will prevent a repeat of Iraq, where American forces left only to return last year. Hopes? Hey, yeah, as in hope and change you could believe in. One losing strategy after another. Yeah, let's just stay there and keep the war going. What's this going to go? He's going on to 15 years over there? And now we're staying longer. More murder, more slaughter. Oh yeah, gunmen killed 12 on highway. Latest attacks, Kabul. What a surprise. More murder. Quote, this means that there are going to be some of, you ready? Our folks. Hey, you military folks who are in Afghanistan under the new schedule who would have been home, President Obama said. This is disgusting. There are no strategies. The only strategies are strategies of disaster. How many times do you have to add them up? Until they add up to loser. But, hey, so what? Because you look at some more losers. Big news. This is still his first term. British leader rules out a third. Cameron, talking about running his second term. So let's put this all together before we go any further. We got one loser after another running the show. They have strategies that are only bringing in new disasters. We have economic policies that have brought no relief at all. Why did the markets go down today? Well, it couldn't have been those durable good orders that were down 1.4%. No, that wasn't it. That was the winter. No, it wasn't. Because they even revised Januaries. They were supposed to be down up 2.4%. They revised it down to 2%. And December wasn't bad weather, and we saw a minus 3.7% decline in durable goods. You look at November, hey, it was a happy November. Durable goods were down 2.2%. You look at investment spending projections, current and the past, you see where we're going. They're down 6 months in a row, and now they're downgrading GDP growth. And it's not only in the United States, it's in Brazil, it's in China, it's in Chile, it's worldwide. And then you put the geopolitical turmoil on top of it. You have a Trends Monthly, a Trends Journal, and history before it happens. The only place. Please let us know what you think about it. We'd love to hear your comments, and I enjoy the comments that you post in Trends in the News. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's